And by we, I mean I did it, obviously.
Obviously.
To me.
To me.
Just make a small adjustment here. There. That way we can see a little more of your beautiful face.
Much better.
We wouldn't want to miss that. Season 1, Episode 3. Night of how many kingdoms?
This one is 7 because they unified Westeros with Dorne.
This beer is dank. Hedge Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. Season 1, Episode 3. The episodes, as you noted, are getting shorter. We are trending to shorter episodes.
Yeah, this one down to a cool 31 minutes, I think.
Yeah. It felt tight. I liked this episode a lot. Is it just me, or is this filmed better than the other Game of Thrones shows? Does that make sense?
It is filmed in more daylight.
That might be it.
I think that's the big thing.
More scenes in the day?
House of the Dragon is very much in the dark time and in the dragon lairs and in the secret chambers. It is much
Maybe there's just more
darker.
color to it. It feels like we're in Dorne a lot of the time. I know we're not anywhere near Dorne, but it just has that like brightness to it.
Yeah, it's very bright. It's very green. Are we in the... Where are we?
That's an excellent question. I will figure that out for next step. We're in a kingdom. Small kingdom. There's a small tournament going on. We learned some things this episode. Our knight needs a new sigil that he's about to get painted. They decide on a tree, an elm tree. No.
That was a while ago, wasn't it?
Tree. Yeah, was that the previous episode?
Yeah.
But he's supposed to go pick that up from her.
Yeah.
He kind of gets taken on a side adventure from the master of the ceremonies, or the master of the tournament, who is very serious and likes to spit a lot. I love him. He's such a straight shooter. But he basically says, there's a guy that is kicking butt right now in the tournament, and we would like him to take a fall and you to take a victory. And if you do this for us, you'll make a whole bunch of money, and we'll feel better about it. My only problem with this is if they're paying this other guy to take a dive, why do they need to tell him who's supposed to be the victor?
Yeah, that's a fair question. If the other person is taking a dive,
because they're making money on the betting is what's going on, because he's realizing that his kingdom doesn't have a whole lot of money, and so I think this tournament's kind of set up as a falsehood, if you will, for them to make some money on the side.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're meant to understand that this is not one of the biggest and best tournaments. This is not the World Cup of the night tournaments down there.
While this is going on, we, of course, learn more about the missing Targaryens. One who obviously is known for getting drunk, who we saw very briefly in Episode 1. The other one, of course, which we are led to think. I don't think it's as much of a twist even in the book as they made it to be in the show. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I was having to think about this. I'm not sure who could have been watching this and been surprised by it, because I think it's a heavy part of the log line of the show.
I think it's a pretty heavy wink that this is a Targaryen.
His name is
ourselves.
Egg. He clearly has a robust knowledge of who the royalties are and tournament rules and everything like that. So I wonder what percentage of the viewing audience who didn't read the book, this actually came as a unspoiled surprise. I gotta imagine it's a
I'm just trying to remember if I even went into the book blind. Like, I think I may have already known. I think I read the book, so I'm not sure it was a surprise to me. I just can't imagine who would get to Duncan Egg without being like. without already knowing the twist almost.
And what's the twist?
The twist, of course, is that Egg is a Targaryen. And heir to the throne. Very far down amongst the sons, but like
Fourth son of a fourth son.
Yeah.
His grandfather is on the throne now.
Yeah. But he is in line and close.
Well, fourth son of a fourth son means he's not close.
Well, he's a direct... we can put a direct line from him to the king. He's a lot closer than Dunk.
Sure, or you or I. That's true.
I guess my point is he's royalty.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he's a prince.
Which, of course, is the end of the episode, so we can get back to that. So we have some tournament stuff going on. He is not sure he wants to take this offer, but it's in all honesty, a pretty damn good offer. They watch the tournament a little bit, and
what's he thinking about with this offer?
He's thinking that he won't lose his armor.
Mm-hmm.
He'll gain his he'll get his horse back.
Yeah.
He'll gain some renown. He'll probably get service within a house. He'll obviously win the armor and horse of this other knight. All he has to do is win one battle, and he's like into this. He's on to the next. And I don't think he's going to do it. Find out because things go a different way. I'm trying to remember in the book if he did. I feel like he had a battle before things went wrong.
I don't remember.
But I don't think that's true. I think this is pretty straight on the book, the show so far. But he is pretty much, he's supposed to tell this guy the next day what his decision is. They watch a battle with Daemon Targaryen, the younger son.
I don't remember the name, but yeah, it's one of the Targaryen.
Who stabs the horse instead of the rider. And I believe, if I remember the sigils correctly, this knight is the one that Dunk is supposed. But Damien kind of does a cheat move, spears the horse. The horse has to get killed. The horse breaks the leg of the knight who's riding it. Duncan doesn't like it. He can tell that the
Duncan doesn't like it, or Egg doesn't like it.
At first, you can see Dunk while it's happening that it's too low, as in the joust is too low. I don't think he's smart enough to know clearly what's going on, but later he learns kind of from Egg that it wasn't an accident.
No, that was deliberate.
We know, yes, which we as viewers know. And Egg obviously has an insider knowledge on this because he's Damien's brother. We have a fun scene where they split up. Egg goes to watch the play again, and he's going to collect the shield when it is done.
He loves this play.
He loves this play. He loves the fire. He loves the tricks. He loves the theater.
I love watching Egg be just a stupid little kid. He's so happy watching this play.
Well, we were talking about it during the joust, where we were saying Egg is all of us, because there's a little bit of a montage of some of the fights, and we're like, him watching the fights was super fun. The dynamic between these two in this show is phenomenal.
It's wonderful. The chemistry the two actors have together,
their size difference.
It's really good. And Egg, the kid actor, is doing a hell of a job. That's a tough part to play.
It's a tough part to play for whatever age they place him at. I assume the kid is probably 13, though he looks 9.
13 sounds high. Yeah.
I'm assuming he's
10
just
or 11.
small for his age of an actor. But he's doing a great job either way. So while this is going on, the Dunk is hanging out with the younger Fossaway in the tent. They're doing bro time. They're getting drunk together. I think they're just kind of digging into the Targaryens the whole time. Fossaway goes on a huge rant.
An epic rant.
Does not like the Targaryens.
And I think we can talk a little bit more now that we know who Egg is. We
Yeah.
can talk about where this falls within House of Dragon, which was earlier, and Game of Thrones, which was, of course, later. We're in this period coming out of the Civil War that we're seeing play out in House of Dragons.
Yep.
The Targaryens have no more dragons. They're nowhere to be seen.
Are they all dead at this point?
I
thought they have a couple.
I don't know that they're all dead, but they're clearly not the
At this period, they're after
powerhouse that they were.
after House of Dragons, they stopped breeding.
Yeah. Spoilers for House of Dragons. Some of the dragons die. Like a whole bunch. And obviously, there are no dragons in Game of Thrones. I thought I heard this interesting point that Egg's parents and aunts and uncles are all, obviously there's 4 Targaryens that are all married to 4 different houses. So typically you see the Targaryen marrying the other Targaryen.
Yeah.
Here in that generation, they're married to other people. I think there's one from Dorne. I think there's a couple from the Riverlands. There's somebody from somebody else. Because they are in a position where they need that political clout because they don't have these giant dragons hanging over everybody's head. Their position of power is a little bit more nebulous than it was 50 years ago during the events of House of the Dragon.
That all sounds familiar.
And a tie-in to Game of Thrones. Do you know who Egg's brother is that we meet in episode 2, I think, of Game of Thrones?
King.
No. Egg's brother is Aemon Targaryen.
Okay.
Up at the wall, who Jon Snow meets. He's the maester at the wall.
And it's him when he gives up his
his
claim to the throne as part of why Egg ends up being king. Point.
He is at this point already a maester or studying to be a maester. I don't know I don't know if he's a junior or a sophomore or whatever. But that's why he gives up his place down to Egg, the 4th king or 4th son.
So at this point, Egg goes busting into the tent where they're having bro time and screams that he needs to go save the lady who runs the play because I think she kills a dragon in the play, stabs a dragon and Damien is watching this and does not like it. And
he freaks out a little bit. Why?
Goes on a little tirade.
Why is he so upset about a stupid play? Because this is where we find the Targaryens now. They don't feel like they can accept any sort of insolence or drama about their good name, which just doesn't have the same weight to it.
He's also
that it once did.
Of the persuasion of the super temperamental bitch end of the Targaryen.
He's a temperamental Targaryen.
Yeah, which we see. I feel like there are 2 different Targaryens in George R.R. Martin's writing. There's the bitch end, and then there's the great queen or great king end of it.
Bitch end would be
Khaleesi's brother.
Would you put the Mad King in there?
I wouldn't. I believe the Mad King would just get the madness end. I don't think he was a bitch about it, but I don't think they've played him out enough.
No, we haven't really seen him, but I think he goes in the temperamental side.
He's definitely temperamental, but I don't put him in the whiny bitch, everything upsets me. It's just he's absolute fucking crazy.
Right. So we're talking, and the crazy takes on a different machination depending on the external circumstances.
They're all little sadomasochist for sure, but
I think this is why we find a couple of Targaryen brothers jousting at this tournament anyway, because of their current standing within the realm. I would think that if this was 50 years ago, there wouldn't be a single Targaryen anywhere near this town.
Yeah, they wouldn't be coming down to this tournament at all. So at this point, Dunk rushes off in his headfast way with no brakes, sees red, and throws a couple knights around, gives old Targaryen a nice little punch across the face, which is not something I think you're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
I think that might be against the rules, against the laws. And he gets wrestled away by 3 of the White Guard. Well, I can't remember their name.
Kingsguard?
The Kingsguard. And he's about to get essentially murdered, executed, when Egg comes in and reveals that he is a Targaryen. And that's the end of the ep.
Strong end reveal, obviously, we saw coming, having read the book. And again, I think even if you didn't read the book, you could feel something like this coming. But it did still hit pretty hard. They're doing a wonderful job with the pacing, the storytelling of this show.
Yeah, none of it's disappointing. Even like none of it hits less knowing everything that's going to happen.
Correct.
I'm still enjoying the trip.
Correct.
Like it's not a M. Night Shyamalan twist where if you've already seen the twist, there's no point in watching the film anymore. To me, it's very good. I am enjoying every minute of it.
Yeah, this show is the funnest of any side quest.
For sure. Which Which is sometimes when Game of Thrones is at its best, if you ask me, is that when you can just get lost in the lore, which is why I think he's going to have a harder time fucking finishing it, because he just likes to get lost in his little side stories. And he's like, oh, there has to be a point to all this. And there isn't one.
I think it's cool that you can watch it on a couple of different levels. One, just the story to it, which is well done, well acted, well paced. It's a kind of a buddy comedy.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, there are all these Easter eggs for the Game of Thrones.
You can dig into the lore. All you have to do is Google one of the names mentioned.
Oh, and off you go.
And there's a story or two about everyone.
Egg's little song, which is apparently a very succinct rendition of the Blackfire Rebellion.
Him going off, that conversation they have about that story is so good. This is what I mean when I the dialogue carries itself. Just the conversation is so clever between those two about that. And it's not no offense to Dunk, but he's not an intelligent person. He's not stupid, but he's very simple in his thought process. And so having him and Egg, who's clearly had every advantage of upbringing possible, have a conversation on the same level, but on 2 different levels at the same time is tremendous. And that, I love it so much. Cause you even see Egg appreciate the simplicity of the way that Dunk thinks. Because it's he's so used to the games that are played in court that when he's talking to this person who's just what I say is what I mean and what I mean is what I'm going to do. He's this is the most refreshing thing in the world. It's not some weird twist of words or play on,
Yeah, I think that's a good point. You can see that just in the simple things that he's enjoying. His egg sandwich, the play that we referenced, the knights hitting each other. He just wants to go out and bro down for a bit.
He wants to live life as a squire. We do get a nice little montage of him practicing to be a squire, which is kind of fun. As much as it was such a dorky scene, I really did enjoy it. I enjoyed the kid in a field, just reminded me of playing swords by yourself in your backyard when you're bored.
Kid in a garage with a lightsaber.
Yeah, exactly. Just a roll tube. It was very fun to me with obviously much bigger implications. I forgot who the knight was that comes upon him. It's the mad knight something who lost an eye. Oh, and
him losing the eye. Oh my goodness.
If we haven't figured this out, Micah continuing to ride with his eyeball just hanging
that was
out.
So badass though. That was so disgusting. Oh goodness.
I do love this show. It's so funny to me is it does the Family Guy thing where they'll make a joke and then they show you the joke. Family Guy gets made fun of constantly for, because what they do is they're like that reminds me of the time I did this, and then it'll show you that thing, and you laugh about that thing, and then that's the like entire joke of the episode. Use that like that trick of just like, oh, you're this guy, and then it's like, what happened to your eye, and then it shows you what happened to his eye, instead of having the like dialogue and conversation. It's just like, well, he freaking here's a 3-second vignette of him losing his eyeball in the most grotesque way possible, which is amazing. I love that this show is so light, but at the same time, it does not make light of any of the things that happen around being a knight or happen around battle. Like the scene where the horse gets speared, I freaking hated. In the like, it was a great scene kind of way. Like the animals getting the bad end of.
Well, you a big horse guy?
I like horses, but I'm not a big horse guy. But I always find it like weird that we like train animals to like be our friends and do these things and then like abuse them.
You remember that Dustin Hoffman show that got canceled on HBO because they killed a horse?
Yeah, a couple of horses. I was like,
I really like Dustin Hoffman.
I love Dustin Hoffman. He was in. No, he's not in Let It Ride, is he? Let It Ride.
Are you thinking of Mrs. Robinson?
No, I think it was Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Oh, he's good too.
Yeah, and this is like a late '80s, early '90s.
I don't know of any movies where he killed a horse though.
No, it's. I think a horse dies on the side from breaking its leg, but not. I don't know of any that died during the filming.
Let him live, I say.
Let live. Live and let live.
I don't think I realized that the show was going to be as funny as it was. I anticipated it being lighter in tone and less stakes, just because it's concentrating on a couple of characters rather than a broad.
Well, the stakes are very personal.
Epic.
There is no stake to the kingdom that's happening.
Exactly.
Even the like machinations that are happening on this are very small time local politics.
But I just didn't realize it was going to be so laugh out loud hilarious.
I agree. I mean, like I mentioned from the beginning, I very much think it feels like the lightheartedness of The Hobbit, but it definitely has more direct jokes than were in the book, or at least they are made to be more funny than in the book. But I think just the characters themselves are hilarious, and not in that they're like jesters. They're just like they're such clear, like the guy running the kingdom who just keeps like talking straight and spitting, like he's so funny to me, and like it's such a good like portrayal of this character that I'm just like, I love every little piece of that. And it seems like everyone that they've shown is very well thought out. The only one I don't know about yet, and I don't know if they're just not written that well, is the lady who runs the plays.
Oh, yeah.
I just feel like maybe she needs more time, like actual like screen time. And I wouldn't say that their portrayal has been bad. I just haven't seen like a whole lot from them, like from the character. I think it's the writing. It has nothing to do with the person playing them or anything there. I just don't feel like they've got an opportunity to be fleshed out. They have a couple good moments when Dunk is trying to flirt with her, and just and maybe that's the funniest part, is that she doesn't talk a whole lot and just kind of like reacts to things in the slowest way. But all the characters so far, that is like by far the like strength of the show. The dialogue and just every single character is tremendous. But I love it. I'm in for it. I know we're getting 2 more seasons.
Okay.
Now, do you think we resolve the book in this first season?
The first novella, yes.
You think so?
I do.
Okay. Because they had already greenlit season 2 before this.
There's another
filming.
I think 2 novellas published and another 3 planned that presumably George R.R. has storyboarded, mentally, or I'd really like to interrogate this man's work ethic. Maybe not work ethic as much as prioritization.
I mean, I think the only thing that bothers me is that he's clearly stuck and not going to admit it. And that's going to be fine. Someone else is going to have to finish it for him.
No.
There's just no freaking way. There's just no way. I think we're going to get the next book, and that's going to be it. But it's probably going to be another 10 years. And it might be a situation where somebody else has to finish what he's written of that book.
I hope I live to see it.
Yeah, I definitely think we're getting a Wheel of Time Sanderson situation with this. Which he's too busy doing his own stuff to be the man to finish it. So somebody else is going to have to do it. Who would you pick of an author to finish George R. R. Martin's?
Oh gosh, I don't know enough fantasy authors, I think, to.
What about Stephen
say.
King's son? I don't think that works.
I don't think he works at all.
What about Rebecca Yarros?
Who is that?
She wrote Fourth Wing.
What is that?
It's a dragon riding school romance fantasy novel series.
That sounds a little more YA the way you're describing it.
Oh, it is.
Okay.
Right.
You're making a joke.
I don't know.
Or a jest, as you would say in this world.
First off, speaking of things, Fourth Wing just
Speaking of things
related to TV shows related to dragons and fantasy and whatnot.
You used words, now I will.
Now I will use more words. Rebecca Yarros Amazon is doing her Fourth Wing series, so we're going to get to see that, which it got greenlit so fast after this, what's the hockey show? Heated Rivalry or Heated Rivals. You've heard all about it, I assume.
Yeah. They have a Wolf Parade drop, which is apparently supposed to be fired. You like Wolf Parade?
I don't know.
You don't know Wolf Parade?
Oh,
I'll believe in anything, yeah.
I feel like I've heard of them, but I'm not going to pretend I know who they are.
Oh, yeah, they're great.
I'm sure if I heard
Shine
a
a
song,
Light?
I'd be like, oh, I know that. She's getting a whole book series on that Amazon's making.
Did she have something to do with Heated Rivalry?
No.
Is she in Wolf Parade?
No, but because it is a YA romance fantasy novel, like I think as soon as Heated Rivalry got as big as it did with HBO and I forget what the Signal or something is the name of the Canadian television the show that it's on. It's the same one that Shoresy and Letterkenny come from.
I love Shoresy and Letterkenny.
And then Brandon Sanderson's whole Stormlight Archives just got signed by Apple. So we're going to see a lot of his universe, if you will. Anyways, before I wander too far, let's talk about Hijack.
No Wolf Parade in that at all. Last week, I think we were kind of struggling to remember the plot of the ep. I think this week we may struggle to remember some of the plot of the ep. This show stops an episode when they have some sort of something, and it's been like an hour or 50 minutes. There's no distinct episode to episode thing. There's no difference between this that you just pause they make it into an 8-hour movie or whatever, and you just decide to pause it yourself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, this season has been wandering quite a bit, but I will say it like this particular episode ended in a similar way to the last episode, which is that they give you a tidbit. It's not a twist. It's not a cliffhanger. It's like, oh, here's a bit of information. Here's a piece of the puzzle. That's that's how they end. So the piece of the puzzle that we learned on this one is he is clearly, as we anticipated from the first episode, being blackmailed for this thing. So we learned a few things in this episode.
Which was always going to be the case. Yes, we did learn this.
We learned that the wife is off on a holiday, but get her head straight situation.
Because this is the anniversary. This is the kid's birthday, or no? This is the anniversary of his death.
That sounds familiar.
One of those two. It's a milestone of a tragedy.
We learned that the person he's asking for was the man who got away at the end of the previous season, who clearly took revenge on him and killed his son. And then at the end, we learn that he is indeed getting blackmailed in this situation. They kind of lead you to think that he set this whole thing up and he's trying to get justice, but really that's just the angle being used to blame him to get this guy his freedom once again, which he's trying to do through blackmail.
Him being blackmailed, I don't know if we even count that as a reveal, because it was so very obvious.
It was obvious, but they gave us they leaned away from it. Like they gave us some puzzle pieces to make us think that that's not what happened.
But they were not convincing.
They weren't. I think the show's gonna heat up. I think the show's gonna kind of right itself. But I will say that there aren't a lot of stakes, and I kind of hate it when a TV show does this, where there's a character that survives the last one, and then they're just written off in dialogue as something bad happened to them. I half think the kid is still alive somehow. Because it's so awful to just write it off, it's a very Speed 2 situation. Not that
Speed 2 was a bus.
Speed 2 was a cruise ship.
I mean, a cruise ship. Speed 1 was the bus.
Speed 1 was the bus, but they write off Sandra Bullock, and they're just like, oh no, she's in it, but Keanu Reeves isn't. And she has a whole
He had to go and do John Wick.
Yeah. But my point is they just we're just going to write why this person isn't in the story anymore. And it's just a really weird thing, because it detracts from the first season. Like everything that you gained and worked for in the first season kind of gets taken away by this thing. When one of the characters has a close call and is saved from the thing to just then die in the next.
Yeah, I guess I'm thinking
without a lot of stakes, I guess.
Tipping my hand a little bit. I'm not enjoying this show in season 2 as much as I did in season 1.
Well, season 1 surprised me that they were able to string out that many eps and make each episode interesting. So far, I feel like they're relying on a similar structure, which is just that you are interested because you find out more about the mystery that is what's happening. Except for we know all, because of the first season, we know all of these things. Like, we know that they blackmail people. We know that there's always another person involved. We know that they have contingency plans. Like, it's a rehash of what happened the first one. It's just told from a different perspective. And so far, it's not as exciting.
Correct. And I think, to me, it feels like they decided they'd do another season before they decided on a story. So the story now is in pursuit of them greenlighting a second season rather than having something definitive, someplace that they wanted to take it. It seems a little meandering in these 3 episodes. We haven't really done anything functionally different between episodes 1, 2, and 3. So far, you really could have cut 2 and 3 and just said, hey, by the way, done the son and the wife reveal at the end of 1, made that a big episode, and cut 2 and 3 entirely.
Or cut 1 of 2 or 3 and actually tell the story of what happened to the son. Which I assume we'll probably get an episode
maybe
anyways,
we'll get that,
but I feel like
down the line. But
yeah, but I feel like if you're just trying to fill episodes, which it definitely feels like they're trying to do here, this just seems like a weird plan, I guess.
Yeah, the thing I was attracted to about season 1 was it was such a well done genre show. This was not a prestige high art type of show. This was just a genre show done as well as it could have possibly done. And it was that locked room setup where it's like, how do we keep this exciting in a plane for 8 hours. That
Yeah.
sounds impossible. And we watch it, and sometimes I go outside of the plane, but mostly the plane is riveting for 8 hours. It was wonderful. And this season, we're saying, okay, how do they now do the same thing? Do they have the same rabbit in the hat? And they have the same rabbit. It's just we've seen the same.
Yeah,
it's the exact
they
same
pull the
rabbit.
out. We're like, oh wait, that's.
Now he just has a little hat on top of.
You don't want to do a dove? We're doing rabbit again?
Yeah, it's the same story beats, and just the seams are showing for me a little bit. I think Idris Elba is a wonderful main character. There's a lot in there.
All the acting is still good. The dialogue is still good. The story's not even bad. It's just that we've done this. We did this.
And it's honestly worse that they went from plane, which is super exciting, being 32,000 feet in the air, to train,
the implications
which
are...
is on the rails and doesn't really go that fast. And
they've
can
already
trap
shown us
them
that they're like, oh, we can just turn it off
pretty easily. I mean, with the plane, there's so much more danger to it. Wouldn't it have been more exciting if Hijack 1 was on the train and we could do the initial shows of all of these tricks that they do, and then season 2 we're escalating the drama. This time it's in a plane.
Well, like, I guess the thing that's so weird to me about this is, like, when you hijack a plane, everyone on the plane is in extreme danger. When you hijack a train, like, now that we know it's hijacked and even the passengers are starting to figure that out, like, if they just get off the train, most of them are probably okay. Even the bomb that's on the train is probably not going to blow up everybody on the train. And it's not like the train crashes into the ground from 30,000 feet when it explodes. Like, I'm not saying it's not going to be like some sort of awful tragedy, but it's just not, like, the stakes are not the same. The like, I've got this train and we'll hurt everybody doesn't, like, it doesn't play out as serious to me, mostly just because I'm like, this, like, the scenario is way easier to control than it was on the plane.
Yeah. Maybe it'll pick up over the next 5 episodes, but so far I'm really wishing the show people, who all did a wonderful job in season 1, had just focused their efforts on something else instead. I would have watched their other Apple show.
Well, I just wonder, is this just an Apple show, or is this a show that Apple purchased from a studio, and, like, the studio had already greenlit it, and then Apple just has the U.S. distribution rights? Like, is it on some BBC channel or something we don't know about? Just like I was talking about, like, Shoresy and Letterkenny, like, they're done by, I think it's Crave, actually. Is like a
I thought this was a U.S.
channel.
show, but you might be right. I'll get my research done on it.
Because that would make more sense to me, because, like, I think about Pluribus, and I know if Vince Gilligan was, like, finished his story in season 1 and was like, I don't have a season 2, I don't think Apple would be like, well, we're gonna make a season 2 anyways.
I like Pluribus
without you. Do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't, but this has much more of a studio feel, where they were just like, wow, this is a cheap show to shoot and it did really well, let's run it back.
Yeah. So in terms of episode 4, now we know there's a bomb.
We know there's a real bomb. We know that
Idris knows there's a real bomb.
Yep, we know that there's somebody else.
I guess I can call his character name Sam.
Bicyclist is dead.
Freddy is dead, and Freddy dies when Sam and the conductor are outside.
Otto.
So they come back inside, Freddy's dead, and it's probably not cancer or something natural.
Unless that just makes you bleed out your face and throat.
Not to my knowledge.
He's
probably been murdered. So somebody in the train has come into the...
I think we saw who did it. And I'm guessing he also is under a hostage scenario, because he seemed very perturbed by him having to do this. When they showed him again, he did not seem like he was used to killing people.
Yeah. I don't know. Is there going to be a reveal that's going to be interesting to you? Because I'm trying to.
Not on the train side. The only part that's going to be interesting is what happens in the politics side of it. Like the character who's part of the like not prime minister, but the MI5 agent or whoever who's there, who was in Berlin trying to extract this guy. He's going to be the interesting piece, for sure. Whatever he's up to, character actor, whose name I don't know, who we've seen in a million things and has always done a good character act. I think we'll have some fun intrigue around him. That is my guess. That's the only side that I think will be different than what we've seen in the other pieces, because so far the rest of it's kind of just been
the people we've gotten on the train. We really haven't gotten anything interesting to make us care about the passengers on the train on an individual level. I hope they all live, because I value human life.
It's larger too, right? There's more people on this train, but they've really only shown us like 1 or 2 cars behind and it's mostly just this one student group. The lady who was talking to Freddie, this reporter who was talking to Sam, who knows who Sam is, who I think may be involved in all of it. That's my guess.
There's the skittish kid.
And then the skittish kid who's part of that like student group. And then there's the girl who keeps getting text information. And then, of course, the tour guide who translates the train conductor for all of us.
And we have just called them by their name in the show, as far as we can tell.
Yes.
But that's all we know about them.
That's it.
As
No,
well.
they're not...
Do you want to do a deep dive into Skittish Kid? There's nothing else
that's
to the
thing.
character at this point.
They keep showing Skittish Kid.
He's very skittish.
They dig really into him, and it's like, it almost seems like they're Chekhov's gunning him, like something's bad is going to happen because he's skittish, but it's just like, I think they could have shown him being skittish in episode 1 and then not showed him again until whatever happens with him needs to happen, and it'll have the same impact, except for instead every episode they have to show him for at least 30 seconds hyperventilating about something or being stressed about something or trying to open the door. We do have a little bit of like a breakdown that's happening on the train where they start to fight because some people want to get off the train or force themselves off. And apparently that freaks other people out, which I think is ridiculous, because they're like, if they want to get off the train and pull the door open, like, and you don't, it's not like you're going to get sucked out the door. Let them pull the door open and jump out. That's fine. You don't need to restrain them. But apparently that turns into a fight, and that's when he gets to, our long-haired character gets to sneak off and kill Freddy.
There was a recent interview. Did you watch The Rip on Netflix? Matt Damon and Ben Hoovlik.
No.
It was. I liked it. I liked it. Okay. It was a passable January free to streaming movie.
Has Netflix yet created a large movie with actual movie stars and movie directors that has been good?
Extraction 2. Put them back. Shut up. Anyway, Matt Damon was talking.
But I don't even know if they're the same. Like, I don't know if that even counts.
They're wonderful. They're right in the wheelhouse of The Rip
Guard.
and Hijack season 2. Old Guard was terrible.
Old Guard 2 was terrible.
Old Guard 2 was terrible.
Old Guard was awesome.
Old Guard was good. Old Guard 2 was, oh my gosh.
Older Guard.
Anyway, Matt Damon's getting interviewed and talking about what's it like working with Netflix, and he's saying one of the things that he says is that Netflix tells you to make sure you're saying what you are doing and make sure you hit it a couple of times, because guess what? Your viewers are going to be on their phone.
Yeah.
And I think of that quote when I watched the last episode of Hijack, when we're once again getting these character beats of these folks in the train, which is just that one note. Skittish kid is skittish kid.
Translator guy translates.
Yeah. The translator does in fact know German. Still knows all the hard words.
He knows the tough ones. He can tell you what's happening on the train.
So,
which again, I commented on what train doesn't say things in English too. Like, again, I know this is not coming from a like, why isn't the train saying it in English? But like, have you ever been on a train in any major city that does not announce things in German, and then in English.
Tashkent didn't give me any English. It was
Tashkent.
all in Uzbek.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does that count as a major city?
It's pretty big. It's the capital of
Yeah, but is it
Uzbekistan.
a tour? Is it a major tourist city?
Actually, the Russians all go to Uzbekistan. They love it there.
So
They
did they
love
do
it.
announcements and also in Russian?
I believe they did.
There you go.
Yeah. I don't speak Russian though.
Neither. do
Couple of words, but that's about it.
I. Yet?
Niet. Do you know how to say T-shirt in Russian?
No.
It's Micah.
That's great.
Isn't that great?
That's a great piece
Yeah.
of. With that,
Yeah. It's me. Oh, stay gold.
there you go. Stay gold, bunny boy.
What
What
time is it?
Where are we?